Good morning, everyone. I wanted to redo this video because I did it before and the sound quality was horrible. So this is the Fine Art Floral Suite, and it is on page 32 and 33, and it is just gorgeous. The colors in it are absolutely beautiful. So on stage, Shelly Gardner and her daughter Sarah Douglas, they did a couple of techniques that I just fell in love with. So I want to show them to you. What we are going to be using is the embossing folder, which is the painted texture, and it's just so pretty. I'm not sure if you can see it. We're going to be using some shimmery white cardstock, and then we're also going to be using some watercolor paper. And Stampin' Up's watercolor paper, it's a Fluid 100. It's just absolutely wonderful, and it's cut to the size that you need for this project, which is even better. You don't have to cut it. So I'm going to show you some of the elements really quickly because my phone wants to cut me off. So the acetate pairs with the paper. So the paper is just beautiful. It is the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, and then these overlays go right over top of two of the different papers that are in here, and it's just so pretty. I'll be back with another video on how to cut that to get the most out of your paper. And then this is the stamp set and dies that go with it. So let me get started so we don't run out of time. Let me just put this out of the way. Okay, I'm going to bring in the colors that we're going to be using for the first technique, and these are Bumblebee. This is a new color, and I forgot to squash my ink pads. When you're doing these techniques with watercolor, you want to get some ink into your ink pad. So if you just squash it like that, then it will give you what you need. Let's see. I just want you to be able to see it and not be out of the frame. So give them a good squash. So put this one over here. The Mary Merlot is just beautiful. I don't use this enough, and if you haven't used it yourself, you might want to check it out because it is just beautiful. So I still don't have enough in there. I have to get physical with it. There we go. Got a little bit more that time. So then the Poppy Parade, and if you've been around Stampin' Up for a while, this was an older color that they brought back, and everyone loved it, so they had to bring it back. And I for one, was so excited when they brought it back. So let me get these in here. So the first piece we're going to bring in, this is shimmery white cardstock, and I already ran it through the embossing folder. What you want to do is you want to get the new watercolor painters. These just came out, and you get 3 different sizes, but this is the one I'm going to be using, and it has this brush tip. And on the barrel it says push, and that's where you push to get your water started. So you want to just get your water started so you can get your wash going. And you can, I'm using alcohol, you can use water, you can add some shimmer paint to that to get even more sparkle. So it's really easy to start painting, you know, however you like it to be. If you want it to be really, really light, just use more water. Want it to be darker, just wait till it dries and come back and use some more. And then you always clean your brush off because you don't want the colors to get muddy, and just keep until the color comes out. You know, it looks like it's still in there, but we're okay. So then we're going to go to the Poppy Parade. Isn't that beautiful? Love that color. So just paint however you like it to be. Light, dark, doesn't matter. It's your masterpiece. And I love messy techniques. If you ever come to any of my classes, you know that I do love messy. So let's get a little more. We're going to come over to the terracotta tile, This is a beautiful color too. Very similar to the Poppy Parade, but I love the difference in it. Look how it just is just beautiful, and it complements it, but it also, you know, adds to this watercolor piece. So let's just add that. We're gonna get some of the water out of here. I don't want, or the alcohol, I don't want to use it all because we're going to need some more for the Mary Merlot, which is gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? And this looks like it has a little shimmer in it from maybe a previous project that I've done. If you know me, you know that I love glitter. It doesn't love me as much, makes my skin itch, but you know, I still love it. So if you want to, you can always come back in if you didn't get enough of one color. Add some more. But isn't this so pretty? So I'm going to clean that off a little bit. And always try to make sure that you don't get your bristles caught in there when you go to put your put it back into the barrel, because you know you don't want it to be all frayed. Keep it as nice as possible. So just take your time and put it in there. So I'm gonna close these up so I don't stick my fingers in them, and I'm gonna show you the dried piece, which I've done a few of them, and I have videos that I've made cards out of this piece. I made this card, and this card is my favorite. This is the rectangles, the stitched rectangles, and it's just layered with all the different ones. And isn't this just beautiful? I love these. So we're going to put these to the side, get them out of the way. And the next one is this fun technique. And this one we use Coastal Cabana and Pretty Peacock. Look at these colors. They're just gorgeous. So this is a fun, messy technique, and you're going to need your embossing folder, and you're going to ink it up. So you want to ink this side, the Stampin' Up side, and you just open your ink pad and you start putting on your color. So you just smash your ink pad into your embossing folder. Isn't this fun? I love, 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 love messy techniques. So get it as dark as you want, and then let's close this up. And you come in with a Pretty Peacock, which it is really pretty, and you just want to add it in little spots. You don't want it to overpower the Coastal Cabana, but you want some definition, you know, some, so that it gives it some dimension. So then you come in with the spritzer. Stampin' Up sells these, and you spritz your watercolor paper. Spritz your watercolor paper about 10 to 12 times. And, you know, just so you get it nice and wet. Then you come in and you do this maybe 3 or 4 times on the folder. Put your paper in, wet side down. Don't come all the way up to the hinge on your embossing folder, because it will crack it. So always pull it down. They leave a line for you right here. And then you just bring in your Big Shot. And hopefully you'll be able to see. Love my Big Shot. I have 2 different sizes. This is the big, this is the full size embossing folder. And then you need these 2 different plates. You need the 1 and the 4. And the great thing about this new embossing machine is that it gives you all of the different numbers on here. So if you forget, it's always with you. And then the numbers are on the plates as well. So you just lay this plate right over top of your embossing folder and crank it through. I like to crank it through and back just so it makes a really deep impression. And you just take your plate off, and isn't that gorgeous? Let me take this out of the way so you can see. Sorry for all the noise, but isn't that beautiful? You could do this again if you want to add more color to it, but I think it is beautiful. And you hardly have any ink left in the folder at all. So use your folders in a different way. I love this technique. So the card that I made, and I did a video for this so you can see it, this was Sarah's card that she made, and I just, like I said, I loved it. So I had to make my own, and I did a video for you. So subscribe to my channel, and anytime I do a video, you will get to see it. And if there's something, you know, someone told me this morning the sound quality on the other one was bad, so that's why I did it again. And practice, practice, practice. It helps. Thanks, guys. Bye.